You're listening to the Joycons,
where we talk about what's hot and what's not in video gaming news. You're listening to the Joycons, where we talk about what's hot and what's not in video gaming news. I'm Ivan Rammeljack, or commonly known as the BFG, and I'm joined by here with...
Tenor.
And...
Oh, yeah, I'm Pat Lantang, or Behemoth Steve.
Yeah, this is some really slow introductions here.
And
today...
we have an intro, music.
I know, but hey, what can you do?
I know.
Anyways, we got something pretty interesting to talk about. John, would you like to introduce it?
So, this week we're going to talk a little bit about EA's new game, A Way Out, and the huge co-op success that this game really is. With Metacritic right now, just looking online, the reviews is absolutely positive for this game. A few mixed. Critics are even giving this a positive review. Finally, something critics and players can all match up and agree with.
I think it is because it brings something refreshing to the table. It's a co-op couch experience that you can play with a friend.
Well, it's not just a couch. You can play online with a person.
Yeah, you just need one copy. Isn't that right?
Yeah, so basically what it is this game comes out, and it's co-op. It's a 100% co-op game.
Mm-hmm.
Downfall or not to that being the other person you're wanting to play with, but you only need one copy for the game, so you can do split screen at home, or you can do a online version over a headset and talking to one another, blah, blah, blah. Generally, you're probably going to, 9 times out of 10, you're going to play with someone close to you.
Right.
So that way, you're not going to completely screw each other over.
You know what I think the sad thing about this is that you kind of had to explain what couch co-op is. We've gotten to the point where, we now need to explain what
the
couch
90s
co-op
kids
is.
will understand. The 2000s kids, they don't understand.
Yeah.
Nah, I know. When I was growing up, what's couch co-op? No, legit. You used to go to each other's houses, set up a LAN party or something. Oh my god, LAN party.
Yeah, LAN parties. Yeah, dude.
It's I remember doing that for playing World of Warcraft and going and having a LAN party for raids and stuff like that. It was ridiculous. It was amazing, but at the same time, yeah, that just went and showed my age. I don't even feel that old, but still, yeah.
I know, right?
You are old.
Kids
man.
these days.
I think it was my first summer after I went to university. I came back to Ontario, and my buddy, he comes over to play Far Cry. I think it was Far Cry 2 at the time, was the new one. So he's playing that at my house while I was playing BioShock. And so we had to haul his tiny CRT TV all the way from his house, which is, I guess, not that far. He was pretty much just across the street. But we had to haul his CRT TV to my place to set beside my fireplace while I played on the big screen, and the two of us just kind of played games.
That's amazing.
That is beautiful.
Because we didn't have multiplayer anymore.
Well, no.
There was no multiplaer for BioShock or I guess Far Cry might have had multiplayer, but
Far Cry, I don't think did.
I don't know about
I think
Far
it has
Cry
a
2 or
multiplayer
3.
now.
yeah.
It has an online.
It has a multiplayer for Far Cry 4 and 5.
4 and 5, I think,
Okay.
have multiplayer. Yeah.
I don't know about Primal.
But I
though.
remember bringing over CRT TVs from, or whatever it was, bringing those big honking boxes that we called TVs from 3 blocks away at my buddy's place in university. What we do is instead of carrying it, we just put it on a bunch of longboards. Rolled it. But I mean, we're getting kind of off topic just because that was
couch co-op.
hilarious.
Yeah,
Couch co-op. So couch co-op, sit with a person and actually play a video game with a person beside you.
In the same room.
In the same room, you can actually have a conversation with somebody that's not yelling at someone over the headset your mom's fat or something.
But
Call of
also,
Duty.
not
I've said some
only
terrible
does it
things.
I
require
have to.
you to be next to somebody playing this game, if you would choose to, it also requires communication with some of the scenarios in the game. I've actually looked up some gameplay. What was it? I don't really think this would be a spoiler, but there's one moment where you got one guy who's checking around for the night guard. The other one is just chiseling through the back of a toilet because there's a way out from there.
Yeah.
And the guard keeps walking by.
Ooh, drive by in the prison cells.
Yeah. He's walking by and he has a flashlight. He's checking every prison inmate. Now, the one who's out watching, he has to distract the guard by saying, "Hey, guard, there's water in water." While the other guy is trying to break out. He's trying to chisel his way through, and every time the guard comes, the guy puts it away and go right in front. of the jail cell. So
Interesting.
something like a movie scenario. I think there was this one movie. I don't know what it's called.
Yeah, it's called The Shawshank Redemption.
That's it.
Yes.
I remember seeing it. I saw it like a while ago, and
This is
freaking love it.
This is my biggest critique on the game. I think right now, even more so than the co-op, and the fact that like you can't play this game by solo. You have to have a co-op person there with you,
Right.
which leads to some downfalls to that. But my biggest critique of it is this game just seems like it's ripping off The Shawshank Redemption, one of the greatest movies ever made.
I love the movie.
It was a great movie.
It's a
Actually,
great
I haven't
It's
seen
an
movie.
amazing movie, and this movie just there's even parts where like they're tarring a roof and doing all this other stuff, and it just feels like the exact same thing. I don't know how well that's gonna go over. Maybe it's gonna be a nostalgia trip for some people and be like, yeah, I kind of remember something like this happening.
Nostalgic trip.
then
Yeah,
you're
I
gonna get
remember
some-
breaking out of my first prison.
I remember. No, but I mean watching the movie. I don't
Well,
Guarantee
actually,
you're going to
yeah,
get
unless
some
you
kids from this day and age who are going to watch Shawshank Redemption and be like, wow, this is such a ripoff of A Way Out.
Yep. I guarantee. Yep.
I hate
like,
when people do that.
why does Morgan Freeman look so much younger in this movie?
Wow.
God, yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, this game looks amazing. The co-op. Why hasn't more games done this?
I have no idea. Like, honestly, I remember like when the PS3 and like the Xbox 360 were starting to get big, and it seemed like fewer and fewer games were having like we're having like co-op functionality within one console. It was becoming more and more commonplace that you could get a game that was like, at home, one player, online, 72. You know what I mean? And it's like,
so basically Fortnite.
yeah.
Surprisingly,
Yeah, I
you
don't
play
know.
with 100 people.
Yeah, it's crazy what we can do with games nowadays, especially with co-op and whatnot. But
Especially.
I feel like games have really pulled away from that whole split screen, couch co-op
I think
feel, and I feel like this game's really starting to bring it back, which is awesome. I like that. I love
Oh
that.
yeah,
idea.
it's definitely awesome. But I think like one of the major reasons for this departure is that they're pushing more consoles and more games on people. Why would you have a game that's co-op, like say one person buys the PS4 or whatever, and then buys the game, and then two people can play it, when you can have two people buy two PS4s and two copies of the game? You know what I mean?
Mhm.
You've now doubled your profits just by having it online.
I
only.
understand that.
It's just
this
frustrating.
This is the first game where even in the relaunch trailer or whatever for it, one of the developers of the game came out and just was like, yeah, you know what, we get it. Games are expensive. Why do two people have to pay for a game when you can just pay for one and both of you can play?
Especially
Yeah.
coming
That's
from
awesome.
EA.
But yeah,
I
coming
know,
from EA,
right?
Like this
Like,
is
It's surprising,
That's
especially
not
like
who I
that
thought
whole
would do this.
controversial
last year was just everybody
with the
yeah.
Battlefront
Battlefront.
2, sorry, when like
Yeah.
the whole
Micro-
loot crates,
the
and microtransactions,
Uh-huh.
how everybody had like a complete outlash towards them, and now
Oh,
they just
God.
pull out this game that's not even full price, and you only need to buy one copy.
Yeah, and it's amazing. And I think that's I feel like this is where more games should start going towards. Have a game where you can actually either sit down with a person beside you, or if you're gonna buy one copy, make it so that you can actually play with somebody else. I
Exactly.
love this idea. It's fantastic. Like there's been so many great reviews on the fact that this new function is being put into the game. Really, the only big thing that I see, and this isn't my opinion, this is coming from the Metacritic.com. A lot of people are like the biggest critique was the ending of the game. I don't want to give too many spoilers away for it, but I mean, that was it's kind of a little controversial compared to the rest of the game.
Huh.
Yeah,
I'm kind of curious now. Like,
I don't know how
Makes me
far
wanna
how
play
far
it.
do we put a spoiler warning and say skip ahead?
Well,
Or
I
do we just- do
mean,
you wanna-
I don't want any
You don't
spoilers
want
because I want to
Okay.
play
Yeah,
the
that's
game.
right. You want to play it. That's right.
But I didn't actually come across any of those articles saying that it actually has like a controversial.
I
ending.
shouldn't say it's controversial. It's
Is it like Mass Effect 3 controversial?
no, it's
Mass
well,
Effect
I mean,
3.
depends. I guess it kind of depends on
Shepard goes
You
away.
Shep-
That's
boy,
it.
Shepard.
Colors.
That's yeah. That hurts. That's hurtful. Um,
Okay.
Hey,
so,
look, we made the Triforce.
So I guess
one
like,
at a time.
I guess what are you saying is it like I don't know
so-
the ending feels like a bit of a disappointment compared to
Yeah,
the rest of
it's
it?
a kind of it's not necessarily even a disappointment. It's just like, why?
Oh,
It almost
okay.
like either lazy writing or whatever it was.
Yeah.
But you'll find out when you play it, and then once you beat the game and whatnot, we can come back and talk about it because.
Have you played through it?
No, but I've seen the playthrough of it.
Oh, okay.
And I kind of maybe potentially jumped to the end or have had watch critics also talk about it and talk
Okay.
about the ending. And the ending is
Oh, so
But
you
I mean, at
agree.
the same time, from else, well, what I've heard is like the game is amazing up to that point. So it's like, yeah. So hopefully it's not like a serious Breath of the Wild kind of
I
moment.
mean,
Oh
it's
my-
it's fine for me.
I'm still mad about that. The
I know
ending to
you
Breath
are.
of the Wild was garbage.
I
It was
know.
garbage.
I mean, the thing about like hearing about that it has an ending that's very controversial that may not
I don't
should
know
say
I don't know if controversial. is
well,
the right
maybe not
word.
controversial, but like it's an ending that doesn't sit well with everyone.
Yeah,
it kind
it's
of
not-
makes me want to like get the game right away and just find out myself.
Honestly,
Yeah.
scrolling through here, the top, I think it's like 10 comments from the user reviews is the negative ones are legit about the ending. But there's also people I've seen up top here is legit praising like that game, that ending, oh my god, excellent. And then there's other ones where it's like that game, seriously, like the ending, like really, that's what you're gonna give us, kind of thing.
Wow.
I don't know. I mean, I'll leave it up to the players and whatnot. I'll leave it up to you when you play it, and
Yeah, okay.
we'll come back and we'll discuss it later.
Yeah, by ourselves because
Yeah.
I've been like meaning to play A Way Out ever since I heard that it's like a great full-fledged couch co-op game.
I think it's
Yeah.
it's definitely a game I would definitely want to get and play with my brother. I mean,
Because I remember
Yeah.
I used to play a lot of co-op games with my cousin.
Yeah.
The co-op games I usually played with him was like Splinter Cell on my GameCube. It had
Mhm.
some co-op modes. They weren't the greatest, but man, were those a lot of fun.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Especially what was it? Lately we've been playing a bit more co-op. We were playing some Mortal Kombat at my couch. I managed to get
Wait,
Mortal
there's
Kombat
co-op
X
in
again.
Mortal Kombat now?
Get out.
Am I like am I like behind the times?
I feel like I'm behind the times too. The last game. Well, I played a little bit of X. The
Yeah.
last Mortal Kombat game I really played was Armageddon for the PS2.
Yeah.
Armageddon with
That
that
was
like
my favorite.
3D.
A lot of people.
Armageddon had a lot of characters, like a lot.
I did, and a lot of
was
people
it, was
were
it for
mad
like the
at that.
GameCube?
No,
It was PS2,
was it?
GameCube, and Xbox.
Yeah,
Cube, yeah, okay.
was it for Xbox or 360 at the time?
It was regular Xbox.
Okay,
Yeah.
no,
Because I had it and I didn't have 360.
I see. I only had PS2 back then, and then I
Gotcha.
went to straight up Xbox after that. But yeah, even Armageddon, like that had a lot of controversy to it. With a lot of people like, it's not a true Mortal Kombat game because it's 3D. Well,
Yeah.
yeah, it's a fighting game. You don't often see two let's say mortal combatants, two martial artists going on a straight plank towards each other kind of thing,
Yeah,
and
that's
that's
true.
it.
Plus, fireballs.
Fireballs and Hadoukens and turning into a dragon and everything else. Wait, Hadouken.
Yeah,
okay.
I love Liu Kang's Hadouken.
Triggered.
I was waiting for Pat to kind of get in on
Yeah.
that.
Just offended many people.
I
now.
did.
I love playing
I
as
like to
Sub-Zero
offend
and
people.
using that get over here move.
I love using Scorpion's Final Smash.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Is that when he takes off his face and then spits acid all over you?
No, it's when
No,
he,
that's
it's
when he
when he
turns into
leaves the
Nightmare from
game.
Soul
He's like,
Calibur.
I'm out of here, and you can never choose him ever
Or
again.
you can get the friendship one and you throw fans at him or something. I
Oh
don't
my
know.
god, yeah.
The babe-tality.
The
He turns everyone into
babe-tality.
babies.
Fatalities. Yes.
It's like the Mario Kart babies and everything.
Yeah.
Donkey Kong's just Donkey Kong Jr. with the white shirt.
Oh God. Just how about no?
Even it.
We're not
Even
going back
even
into that
Nintendo.
conversation about the Mario timeline.
the Donkey Kong freaking lore.
Nobody does, man. Nintendo's so vague with their lores, but they've also proven that they've had multiple timelines.
Okay, I am convinced that the Zelda timeline was something that they were like, I don't know, fans kept bringing it up about the timeline.
Yeah.
And Nintendo's like, yeah, we did that on purpose. You know what I mean?
But I mean, like, Donkey Kong. It's like they took Donkey Kong Jr., threw him to Cincinnati Zoo for his like inevitable death or something over there, and then they brought in this new Donkey Kong.
I
I just don't understand.
I know. This hurts you probably really deeply. So in New Smash, you're probably going to see new Donkey Kong.
A new funky
Donkey
mode.
Funky mode for Smash.
Funky mode for Smash, yeah. Everybody rides on surfboards.
Oh my god. Just no. Just knocking over
With
crocodiles.
the surfboard, he can easily tech.
Yeah.
He can wave dash.
He can. he
Get
can
it?
stage
Get it
jet.
because he's on a surfboard.
Stage jet.
Tubular.
That would hurt. That
Gnarly.
would hurt me a lot.
Yeah, I know.
That's
That
his
hurt.
recovery. He wave dashes backstage.
Yeah.
I can't handle this anymore.
There's a way out. It's okay.
Okay. Well, actually, getting back to that, so there's actually one more point that I really wanted to get touch on a way out before we kind of move on to other fun topics because we get off topic all the time.
That's the point.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, true.
So another big thing was EA, especially after last year, having the controversy with everyone attacking them for microtransactions and not having, or being ridiculously impossible to unlock certain characters and whatnot. They've now sold over 1 million copies of A Way Out,
Holy
and
crap.
that was since its release. On March 23rd, 2018. This includes pre-sale, like the pre-sales and stuff like that.
So it hasn't even been a month then, but
It
they
hasn't
already
even
sold
been a
like
full
1
month.
million
They've
copies.
They've sold over 1 million copies, and this is a game where you only need to buy one copy
Yeah, I was
for
gonna
2
say,
people.
that's
so that's
the-
over
That's
2 million
amazing.
people playing this game right now. That's unreal. That's like unheard of. That being said, too, this was also I also reading. I can't remember where I found the article originally. But EA came out and said that was way more copies than they even ever expected to sell this game.
Yeah, that they
Yeah.
ever
They
expected.
beat that in a month.
That's incredible.
Less than a month. That's incredible. Like, kudos to you, EA. And
Yeah, I was gonna say, like,
the the way they marketed this game was great too. It wasn't like super in your face. It was more. I found it honestly more word of mouth
yeah,
than anything else. And of course, the gaming websites have had it. Origin had it on their website, obviously,
yeah.
and whatnot. So, yeah, kudos to you, EA, and way to go.
It's
Please sponsor.
fantastic.
Please,
Give us copies. Give us copies. We'll play. We'll put.
Yeah,
let's plays on it.
sponsor us. We'll talk some good
We'll
stuff.
start
about
our-
it.
We'll
Let's start
find a
our
way
web-
to do a 3-man co-op. Like,
We'll find a
Damn
way
straight.
out of this.
rotate
Oh, wait.
every time somebody gets caught.
That honestly, I don't think I'd ever get to play that game because I'd probably get caught on every turn.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I'm terrible with this.
You're terrible at games.
I'm really the biggest
No
problem.
stealth.
And you know what? Another thing that kids will not understand that happened a lot when we were kids growing up playing co-op video games on couch co-ops.
Yeah.
Split screen peeking.
Oh my God, yes.
Wait,
I-
split screen? What? Sorry.
Screen peeking.
Screen peeking.
Oh.
You're playing Halo, and you know that like the small maps, but you know that
Yeah.
guy sitting around the corner because you're just
Call of Duty, Black Ops.
that was another
Yeah.
one.
Playing with my cousin,
Yep.
I always screen peek.
Oh, see, you admitted it. I
Wow.
never
I
Never
admit
admitted
it.
it.
I was playing Star Fox Assault co-op with my sister, and I would always screen peek it. I've also I tried to fix it before. Where I took like a blanket, I taped it to the TV.
Yeah.
At the time, it was like a CRTC TV.
Yeah.
CRTC.
CRTC.
Oh,
This is the problem when we've been doing too much school and
Too much
projects lately.
schoolwork,
Yeah. I know, I said
Anyways,
that earlier,
on
too.
like the old clunky TV, that Sanyo one I have downstairs.
Yeah.
I sent you a picture of it.
Yeah, I did.
I was playing Star Fox Assault with my sister on it,
Mm-hmm.
and the split screen, it's vertical.
Yeah.
oh.
Actually, that's how
So
the
that's the thing.
co-op
So-
is in this game. It's
yeah,
vertical.
but like Black Ops, it's horizontal.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's
or you can
easier to
eventually
put
get
like
the boxes if you get 4 people, right?
yeah.
So.
But basically, what I was gonna say is the only way I managed to fix it was I took a blanket and some tape, and I just taped it over it, and
You went all out for
I
this.
threw the blanket over my sister so she can only see that.
Fair, I guess.
I guess
But it was
that works.
harder because this was vertical.
Yeah.
Horizontal
Yeah.
was so much easier,
Yeah.
and
I
it
could see
it
that.
got a lot harder when you had 4 people playing.
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
You need many blankets
well,
for
on
this.
top of that
Many
too,
blankets.
especially with the 4-player co-ops in those games,
Yeah.
you had a tiny square to look at.
Yeah.
Like that was, and those
Ugh.
TVs were not
Mario
as big as they
Kart.
were.
And a lot of the
Wii.
other times they
Oh,
put like the
nope.
mini map in the middle too, right? For
Yep.
some of them.
Some of them did.
actually,
Like
Yeah,
I
That
guess
was
Mario Kart, but
Mario
you
Kart
don't-
Wii.
Battlefield, I think. Two did that.
Yeah, I think
Mario
so.
Kart Wii, when you did 3 players, it had 4 4 boxes.
And then one blank
One for the first player, second one for the second, third for the third. But the fourth one was this little camera that panels towards every character playing.
Yeah.
So it's just a filler.
Yeah.
Star Fox Assault, it had first 2 players up top, and just like they're all equal size in the squares. The third one is in the middle, and you got like these 2 small black spaces
Oh, okay.
between like the third person.
And I like that idea a little bit more with the old video games, was having equal size boxes for the amount of people you're playing with.
Yeah, I remember
Definitely.
Halo was not like that. If you
No.
had 3 players in Halo,
The
player one would,
player one's got this giant screen, can see like 10 times more, which still wasn't much, but could see a lot more than everybody else.
Yeah.
And then you got player one and like player 2
007
and
did that
3.
too.
And it's
However, in A Way Out, I've noticed that a couple moments when, like, let's say me and John are playing, and my character starts talking, is in a scenario, my box grows bigger to show off the scene.
just, does it?
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
yours is a little smaller as you just do your thing.
See, if it's not going to affect the gameplay,
No.
then I'm fine with that.
That sounds actually kind of cinematic. I like that.
Yeah, especially
Though
if
I don't know like exactly how does the split screen. I think I've noticed a couple moments where it was like horizontal ones and then vertical ones in like certain scenarios.
maybe, yeah, depending on the camera angle that needed. And stuff like
Probably. Like I remember I only saw like a review, a spoiler-free review, and I saw like those like different angles for the split screen. One of them was like I think horizontal when they're at like a little bit of a car chase. One guy's driving, he's up top. The other one at the bottom is gunning the police officers. And
Interesting.
The one scene I told you guys about where you got one of the other players are looking out for the night guard while the other one is trying to break out behind the toilet.
Yeah.
That's vertical.
Interesting. I know. I think this game is going to be amazing. I can't wait to personally play it. I know I'll probably end up watching a bunch of playthroughs on YouTube or Twitch and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I'll still probably play through it myself.
Yeah.
There's a lot to do in the game too. There's even parts where it gets kind of just random. I mean, this isn't too much of a spoiler. It's in the title. It's called A Way Out. When you get out of prison.
Oh.
Oh my goodness, you get out. Yes.
Huh.
It's like the
alert,
movie.
Spoiler alert, if you don't get caught by the cops, you eventually get out. But no, once you get to a farmhouse and you can kind of interact with quite a few things.
I've seen that.
And then you have to
actually.
find a way out of the barn when it starts to burn down. And
I didn't see that part. Is that?
Oh, okay.
I actually seen
I
that.
don't
where, like,
know. Is it just a series of you finding a way out of things?
It's
like
a way out of trouble and a way out of this, and I don't know.
they join NASA and they try to find a way out of this world, and then they get to Mars, and then they need to find a way out of this universe, and then just
Yeah.
expand.
Honey.
EA,
See,
EA. There's
No,
an
no, no,
idea
no,
for
guys.
your
Yeah,
sequel.
they're just gonna grow potatoes. It's all right.
You know, guys, just
Yeah.
oh man, just imagine like one of them has like a wife and like, honey, I'm pregnant. Got to get a way out of this.
Hot pregnant, I'm daddy.
Oh,
That's a callback.
Oh god.
what was it? I was gonna say when you were talking about that barn horse. Horse.
The horse.
Burnhurst.
I don't know what I said.
There's a horse now.
The barn house.
Fun house or whatever it's called.
In that area, you can actually interact with like certain objects. What was it? Like paintings. One of the characters can do a graffiti drawing on a painting,
Oh.
while the other one goes and wipes it down, saying like, "Knock it off, buddy."
Yeah.
You can go play banjo, easy, medium,
Banjo-Kazooie?
hard is like Guitar
Yep.
Hero, and you can also play a piano.
Yep. So there's that. I think there's also a horseshoe game that you can also play during that part of the game.
Oh,
Mhm.
cool.
There's so many games you
there's
can
a
play
lot
with
to
each
interact
other.
with, and this is the problem that I have with some co-ops. Is I've played the last co-op game I think I played was War of the North, Lord of the Rings, War of the North,
Okay.
Oh.
and I ended up playing with a good buddy of mine, and
I feel like I know where this is going.
he's the kind of guy that likes to explore every nook and cranny.
Oh yeah, that's me.
If there is a box, he's gonna break that box to try and see what's inside of it, or
Ugh.
barrels, or
What's inside?
he's gonna find
box?
he legit found every secret in that game. We had beat that game about 4 or 5 times, and every time it's like we could have gotten every single achievement.
Yeah.
Like, it's ridiculous. Like, where I was just like, hey, I've got to get up at 6 in the morning. I don't want to be here till 6 in the morning playing
Yeah.
this game, exploring this one level. Let's at least get to the next checkpoint. No, we legit have to explore that stairs over here, that stairs over here, and yeah.
Yeah, that's...
And I feel like this game might start ruining some friendships and punches in the arms or face or whatever, what have you.
Yeah, my buddy and I were the exact same, except I was the guy who was super into finding everything, and my friend's like, let's just go.
Like, don't get me wrong,
Yeah.
like, I don't mind exploring and finding loot and
But when
treasures.
you don't have time, yeah.
When it's just like, yeah, like, I want to get this, like, so the first run through of a game I usually like to do is beat
Like
the story.
A story run, yeah, so
Story
you find
run.
out what happened.
Of course.
Because, I mean, if you run into some extras, great. Yeah, fun times. But then after that, I want to 100% the game after
Yeah.
that. I want a story and then 100% the
That's
game.
what
That's what
I did for the Uncharted games.
Yeah, Uncharted was good for that. Far Cry, Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time.
Yeah.
My favorite game of all time that's exactly how I played it. Like the first time I played through it, I just went through beat the story. Second time and after that, I've legit gone through and found all like the spiders and
The bottles. Yeah.
and everything else.
Yeah, I remember when I played Super Mario
I don't know if I
64
ever
when I was
got-
a kid. I go up to 70 stars, I'll go beat Bowser, and I restart the file. But then I started getting a little more interested in seeing, like, there's a cannon outside that's locked. I always want to go to the roof.
I never got that.
and I found
never
out.
did.
And
Yeah,
it
that's
was,
where
what
you
was
get
it?
the
It was
wings,
the summer
No,
of
it's pretty
2014.
good.
Every
Top of the
single
castle.
day, I would at least get 1 star in the game. And I'm talking about either it was 100 coins or like one of those other stars in
those-
like the levels, and I tried my hardest.
Mm-hmm.
And eventually, I managed to get 120 stars, went to the roof, and I was happy to see Yoshi up there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
And
That's where
then-
Yoshi is.
Last year, I did it within 2 weeks.
Wow.
So
And then back then, it took me about like 2 months.
I'm kind of shocked that you haven't attempted to do speed runs of that game.
I
So
think
You know
yeah,
what? I've been actually learning a couple techniques of speed running. I've been
Mhm.
trying to learn how to do the backwards long jump, but I've already learned a few.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think I would be able to do it as well as, like, let's say, simple flips. I may not be able to. Or there's this one YouTuber named Panny Coke 2012. I'm not sure how to really pronounce his name.
Mm.
He basically explores Super Mario 64 in a way that's really cool. It's like how to beat the game without jumping.
Oh, okay.
Wow, that would be interesting.
Yeah.
Does it
So,
count like the slide? You know what I mean? Like when you run fast enough and then he just like does the slide thing? Or do you... No?
No.
Wow.
No, I'm talking about a whole bunch of other techniques. I'm talking about like increasing your speed, throwing inanimate enemies into an area so you can bounce off of them as hops, I think.
Huh.
Okay.
He just
Interesting.
he breaks into the game in a crazy way. He can also what is it, scuttlebugs?
Yep.
He can
Yeah.
set them in one area and he runs around in like the mansion in that one level, and he makes the scuttlebugs rise up into like the mansion, so he can jump up there to the top of the roof.
Oh, to get
Interesting.
the
It takes
star
about
that's
like
up
a couple hours, but
there.
Yeah.
he's been going through like a lot.
Wow, that's incredible. I love watching games.
I'll have to
Like
show
people
you
play
guys a video
games and
about that.
finding ways that almost break them. I don't mean break them in a way that
Right.
it's like, not within like the game code or anything, but like finding a way to beat something in like an old game like that, and it's just
And it's really
wow.
cool because it always like brings something crazy that you never thought about. It also like kind of opens your mind to this game, seeing like there's more than meets the eye.
Transformers.
Robots in the skies. But it's awesome.
Love it.
Just seeing like that whole YouTuber they're talking about how to beat the game without pressing A. He's learning all these new techniques and everything that you wouldn't really notice. And this is an old game, and new things are being discovered.
You know what? I have an idea for Ivan.
Oh, what's that?
So you talk about all these new ways to play video games and stuff like that, like Mario 64 and whatnot. I want to see you play Smash without using the either shield button or a grab.
Shield or grab?
Yeah, see if you can win.
Yeah, okay.
Can everybody else use it?
Yeah, well, why not?
Okay,
Ah.
sure.
Why not? Or are we all gonna do it? I wouldn't. do it.
I'm only
I would
gonna grab.
I would mess that up so bad.
But can I spot dodge or air dodge?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I'll see why not.
Okay.
You just can't shield.
Your butt
No,
will be
no
kicked.
perfect shields, no light shields, nothing.
Your butt will be kicked then.
Okay. Just saying.
I'm gonna probably play with some characters that have some really good super armor. Then
Yeah. Let's just play Pit or
The
like
Bows.
anyone with a counter.
anybody with a counter, or I'm gonna
True.
use Bowser with his tough guy ability.
Oh God. Or no, just Ganon.
Fox's reflector.
Nah, just Ganon. Yeah, that's
Mission
another one.
complete.
Ganon with the Warlock punch or
Yeah.
something.
I think in like the start of his up B has super armor.
Something like that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you can't knock him out of it, I don't think. But you know what? That actually, that gives a good kind of segue into kind of, I guess, our second topic that we're going to talk about today was games, or parts in video games that have really wanted to make you rage quit.
Okay, I'm gonna bring up one that got me literally last week.
Oh God.
I smell Bloodborne.
No, it's not actually.
Dark Souls?
Final Fantasy 15.
Oh.
Oh,
So-
this weeaboo stuff.
okay.
I'm out of here.
Oh my
Fishing Simulator 2018.
god. Oh my god. Actually, the fishing is, well, still intolerable. I hate fishing in
Really?
video games. I do.
I love
hate
fishing
fishing
in
mini
video
games.
games.
Ever since Ocarina of Time, where you have to get that stupid bottle.
Okay.
Yeah, it's I don't know. I've just never really liked fishing games. But anyway, this thing in Final Fantasy
If you get
15 that
if
made
the
me
fish is over
almost
5 pounds, I get a heart.
okay. In Dark Souls, those times where it makes you do parkour souls. And like you have to try to like
I
platform in
remember
Dark
that.
Souls, and
Yeah.
Dark Souls is not a platforming game.
No.
Okay, yeah, Final Fantasy
Yep.
15 does that. One of the bonus dungeons, you have to go through the entire thing platforming for a game that is not meant to platform. Like I'm talking, you cannot move a step. If you move like the control stick, he moves 3 steps. It's never just one. Noctis never walks 1 step. He only ever walks 3. So you get on these tiny platforms, you move the stick just an inch, and he runs off. And you
Oh my God.
and then you have to restart at the latest checkpoint. Anyway, like I think that's my number one gaming pet peeve is
platformers?
when they make you platform in a game that is not built for platforming.
I really hate that. Like, let's say I'm on a really tight platform and I want my character to like move somewhere that I want.
Yeah.
I flick it a little bit.
I
The
know,
analog
right?
stick,
Like
and he's already in South Dakota.
Flick a stick.
You got your 2 fingers kind of like slowly inching it like until it like responds, and then he just runs off the cliff anyway. Like,
It just
I don't know.
sprints full speed.
Like if you're
Yep.
playing a Mario game or Kirby, I don't know, any of those like major platforming games,
Mhm.
and you move the stick just a little bit, you can kind of control where you're going. But
Yeah,
in
'cause
a
Mario
game that's
does
not
have
built
like
for
a animation
platforming-
where he tiptoes, and it's pretty slow. Especially in Super Mario 64. If he's
Yeah.
moving a little bit, he'll move in place in like a very short
Yeah.
speed.
Exactly.
So basically, what you need to do is turn the sensitivity on your controller completely to like
0,
or whatever,
1, whatever the
1.
lowest setting is.
and then be able to do it.
Yeah.
Like, that's the only way I can think of.
I
doing
did
it.
eventually get through it, but like
Oh,
it was a
You know-
trying thing. I was there for several hours. Like
Yeah.
it was not okay.
Watching Sarah just like shake her head.
Yeah.
You know,
it was I was getting like properly mad.
You know what this reminds me of? Like the whole thing about that idea of moving your analog stick, but your character moves somewhere that it doesn't want to. That reminds me when I used to play on the Wii Fit
Yeah.
Plus on the Wii. And I was playing one of those mini games. You had like this huge obstacle course, and you have to move it with the gamepad. So let's say I want to move him
Oh
a
my
little
God,
bit. He
yes.
sprints.
Yeah.
Oh God.
I want him to like jump. He doesn't. And then
No.
I want him to move. He jumps off the ledge.
Nintendo and your
God.
controls.
Yeah.
And then it calls me fat.
Yep. Oh, it called me fat all the time.
Yeah.
I listened to it.
It called my phone
It
fat.
wasn't wrong.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay,
it's
so
not like you have a Nokia, like those old school Nokias.
Oh,
like,
Nokia's.
like the
That's
flip
a
phones
mortar
and-
shell song.
all right, let's get back to rage quit moments.
So rage
Like,
quit.
How about
So-
you, John?
I've had many rage quit moments. I've picked up Cuphead, rage quit a couple times.
Okay. Yeah, I could see
Undertale, rage quit a couple times, especially
Yeah.
when you get to Sans and you're doing a genocide
that.
run.
Oh God, yeah.
I don't think I've ever gotten
Ba-da-ba-ba.
more frustrated. I almost broke down and cried.
I
was
think
so mad.
like he's intended to make you rage
Oh,
quit.
of course
like,
he is.
Everything
That's the
about
point
it.
of the game, and
Yeah.
I get that. And then old school Water Temple when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I don't blame that one on the game necessarily. I blame that one on the controls of the game. I love Ocarina of Time, but my God,
Yeah.
please, just the controls were so bad.
Oh my God, one of the best things that they added in Ocarina of Time 3D is that you have more item slots
Yep.
like on the screen, so you can just
Yep.
kind of click that Iron Boots button on and off instead of.
Yep.
Yeah.
I have that. That's the best function that's ever come out for that game.
Yep.
I've also played Dark Souls, Bloodborne, and stuff like that. So I mean, I've just been a glutton for raging punishment.
Oh man, I love the Souls games.
I love Souls games too, but the Souls games doesn't love me.
No,
It doesn't love anybody
that's true.
because that game.
The
Yeah.
truth hurts.
Yeah,
tries
truth
you.
really hurts. I don't know. I'm a person that's just filled with rage when playing video games. It could be something that's not even meant to be a rage game. I've done it before.
Actually, on that note, I was watching a streamer the other day playing Kingdom Hearts for the first time, the
Oh, God.
first Kingdom Hearts game,
Yep.
and he gets to Sephiroth, which is like an optional boss in the game, and I guess everybody tricked him into going into this battle, and he goes in, and immediately he's getting wrecked, and he can't do anything. Doesn't hit him once before he dies, and he's like, I have played all of the Dark Souls games and Bloodborne, and I have never felt more hopeless than I do right now.
Yep.
So,
That's
I mean, like,
very fair. Yeah. Then again, that Sephiroth, this like half angel thing, whatever.
Oh yeah, don't even
versus-
get me started on
sorry.
Terra in Kingdom Hearts 2. He's just ludicrous,
My God.
ludicrous.
How about you, Ivan?
I'm just
Where
trying to
have you
think.
raged?
I'm trying to think. I remember when I was like a kid, that penguin slide for Super Mario 64.
Oh my God!
Oh,
yeah.
I remember
thought you
I
were gonna
tried
say
cheating it before, but like they won't let you.
I thought he
No.
was gonna say called penguin or something.
Oh, lol.
Oh yeah, the slide, you know. But yeah, I remember.
Oh my
I remember my dad telling me before,
Rest in
like
peace.
he was playing the game. He got the game before I was born.
Yeah.
He was
Yeah.
playing the game and he was like freaking out over the slide. And my mom even told me like it was funny watching him freak out. And he said, "Yeah, like I couldn't play this game. I couldn't beat this level until this big-eared little baby comes in and beats it his first try." And that was when I was a kid. And like right now, I don't have that ability. I just like,
Yeah.
especially
Yeah.
on the DS version, which is the worst.
Oh God.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like 64 for the 3DS or
No,
for
the
the
DS. Because
Yeah.
with like
DS.
the
Oh
D-pad.
yeah, that's right. It wasn't even
Yep.
on the 3DS. It was on the DS.
You can play it on
Okay.
the 3DS with the analog stick, which makes it so
Yeah.
much better, but like it's
Yeah.
just so much harder.
No.
Oh yeah.
I just thought of another one. So I used to have a Sega Genesis,
Yeah.
and
Ooh.
some of the games for those things because there's no save.
Oh yeah.
There's no save
Oh,
for
yeah.
those games. I remember playing Tiny Toons, getting frustrated, and that's a bit of a platformer and fighter.
Yeah.
Jurassic Park was another one. I could not beat that game for the life of me, and I've never thought about going back and playing those games. I
Yeah.
still have my Genesis; it still works, but
Man, like some of those
Rage.
old games were intended to make you do that though, right? Because that was back in the days of the like Blockbuster being a huge thing for like renting games and stuff.
yeah,
So
Right.
they'd make level 2 or 3 extremely difficult, like more difficult than the final levels of the game.
If you take a look at
Because-
like Crash Bandicoot, it was
Yeah.
like that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Many people, like when Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy came out, people were saying like, it wasn't this hard before.
Yeah, and
It
then
was.
that's when like saves weren't a thing, so you had to like write down like on a pen and paper the code to get to
Yeah.
that certain level at the beginning of the title screen and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Back in those days,
Oh,
we
man.
had to write down cheat codes or
Or you had
codes
to
for
go to
save
you had to go to
files.
like
Bomberman,
GameStop or like a
Bomberman,
video
yeah.
game place and get like the book,
You had
the
to get
giant
the
thick
freaking manual book.
manual
Yeah.
on the game. and whatnot.
Oh,
That was,
Man, on Crash
those were the days.
Bandicoot though, like the reason why it's so much harder now is that like as you get older, your fast twitch muscle reflexes start to slow down.
they slow down.
So like when you're in like middle school to high school is like the prime time for being good at
Mhm.
gaming. And that's why a lot of the
Right.
esports people, they start to fall off after about 25. Is that their fast twitch muscle reflexes aren't nearly as good.
yeah, and I mean, yeah. I say that too, but at the same time, I feel like that's also getting slightly even better. I mean, it's not like it's terrible for anyone after 25.
Yeah, yeah.
Especially with video games now, science has already gone through and been like, yeah, gamers' reaction times are extremely ridiculous
yeah.
compared to what they used to be, like
Mhm.
from people.
Oh yeah,
So
most
it's
certainly.
amazing.
And even like you can even counteract it by just being better at other things too. Like if
Yeah.
you're a good strategery, no, if you're good at strategy, then like and tactics and stuff, you can actually like just like it won't matter that your reaction time is slightly slower than the other guy if you can plan 7 steps ahead of them, right?
Yeah, but then again, you can just go play chess. Chess or checkers or something. No, but I get what you're saying, and I totally agree. And I think it's amazing what science has really proven about video games and gamers in general, and just the way we think and color schemes and everything that really affects it. So
like there's a lot
to
of
it.
research out there.
Exactly. Anyways, I think we're running out of time.
Yeah.
Oh
We
my
gotta
God. Well,
get this show on the road.
Well, yeah, the fact that last week we went for an hour and this week we do not have an hour to go through, so.
Yeah, it's fine.
Ivan.
We were here. We had a great
We
time.
just had some misunderstanding with the meetup and everything.
God dang it, Pat.
Yeah, that's my bad.
That's all
all
right.
good.
No worries.
It's all good. You know what? Next week we'll try to aim for.
No one's
A little bit
late
better.
like guests do. No one we hate as
And
guests
just like
do.
that, we should end it here.
And this is when we end it.
And nobody has a questionable fate like guests
All
do.
right. Have a good night, guys.
Have a great day.
Take it easy.
You've been listening to the Joycons.
Where we talk about what's hot and what's not in video gaming news.